Good afternoon and a pleasant day to everyone. We will be presenting our research proposal entitled Impact of Work from Home Setup to the Performance of Selected Bank Employees in Metro Manila. Together with my group mates, Miss Magdalan, Miss Mendoza, Mr. Ofalsa, Miss Perez, and Mr. Season.
Today, most of the businesses adjusted to the new normal because of pandemic, and working from home is one of the few things which is encouraged by most of the employers. Through this research, the researchers aim to know the impact of work from home setup to the selected bank employees in relation to their performance. This study also aims to provide insights about the interrelationship among work from home factor, job satisfaction, job performance, job stress, and productivity. This study would be beneficial to the employees, business owners, local government, future researchers, and academics who are aiming insights on this topic.
Let me present our statement of the problem. We researchers aim to show the impact of work from home setup to the performance of selected bank employees in Metro Manila. Specifically, attempt to answer these following questions. 1. What are the profile of selected employees in terms of their age, the number of years working in specific bank, and their positions? 2. Impact of work from home setup to the motivation and level of performance of selected bank employees in terms of their psychological and mental health, their work efficiency, their working environment, and their benefits. And third, what is the relationship between the impact of work from home setup to the performance of employees when grouped according to their profiles? Number 4, what are the challenges encountered by the selected back employees to the work from home setup? And lastly, what is the implication that may be drawn based on the outcome of the study? Thank you.
Now, I'm about to discuss the scope and the limitations of the study. The aim of this study is to determine the impact of work from home arrangements on the performance of selected bank employees in Metro Manila. The primary objective was to ascertain what are the impact of work from home setup to the various circumstances on employee motivation, psychological and mental well-being, as well as the efficiency of work. This study is limited to Metro Manila banks that offered work from home setup to their employees due to the community quarantine protocols. This study gathered the following data through survey questionnaire. The survey questionnaire was created using Google Forms and distributed via Facebook and Messenger. This research also aims to provide and recommend action plans. Recommendations such as programs and activities for employees' mental and psychological health, work benefits to improve employee motivation.
Let's proceed to research methodology, with the primary objective of exploring the impact of work from home setup to the performance of selected bank employees in Metro Manila. The researchers determined that a mixed method research design would be sufficient to answer the research question. A mixed method research design composed of one quantitative and qualitative strand. A strand is a component of a study that encompasses the basic process of conducting a quantitative and qualitative research. Then, the researchers will use a non-probability sampling method in which the researcher samples are based on the subjective judgment rather than the random selection. With the use of this method, the researchers will obtain the answers in identifying the impact of work from home setup to the selected bank employees in Metro Manila.
Statistical treatment of data. We researchers will use three formulas, namely frequency, weighted mean, and chi-square test. The first is frequency. We researchers will apply this in the first part of the questionnaire to guide in the numerous responses of the respondents in SOP1. Relative frequency was computed using the following formula. RF is equal to F divided by N times 100, where RF stands for relative frequency, F for frequency, and n for the total number of samples. Next is the weighted mean. This will be applied for the second part of the questionnaire to determine the weight of impact of work from home setup to the motivation and level of performance of the selected bank employees in Metro Manila. All scores will be tabulated and computed using formula. WM equals the summation of F times X divided by N, where WM stands for weighted mean, F for frequency, X for the assigned weight, and N for the total number of respondents. The third and last is the chi-square test. This will apply to the expected and observed impact of work from home setup to the performance of selected bank employees. Chi-square was computed following the formula. X squared equals the summation of O minus E squared over E. X squared is equal to chi square, O for observed value, and E for the expected value.